Well, Tony Abbott appears to have toughened his stance on asylum seekers, raising doubts on whether he'll provide a lifeline to the Prime Minister's plan to return to offshore processing. The opposition has the upper hand as the government needs the coalition's support to change migration laws after the High Court put offshore processing in limbo. Philippa McDonald reports.
Order!
If the Prime Minister doesn't reach an agreement with opposition leader Tony Abbott over the proposed amendments to the Migration Act, Julia Gillard could be facing an unusual alliance.
The question really I'd suggest the Leader of the Opposition direct his attention to is when that legislation comes to the Parliament, will he and Bob Brown be voting together?
Tony Abbott will be briefed on the detail of the plan to resurrect offshore processing of asylum seekers tomorrow. But there's been little to boost the Prime Minister's confidence that a deal will be done with the opposition leader.
Malaysia is bad policy. Malaysia is a proven failure. If the Prime Minister wants to put good policy in place, she'll get support from the coalition. But she can't expect the coalition to support bad policy from a bad government.
The Nationals' Barnaby Joyce was also on the warpath.
This idea of spare the rod and spoil the refugee is just beyond me. How on earth the Labor Party got themselves into this position? They're at 6s and 7s and they deserve to be because of the abominable way that they've acted.
The coalition isn't letting go of the Nauru solution.
If the Prime Minister wants to go to Nauru, I will back her 100% of the way.
And the blame game is already underway.
When those boats, as we know they're coming, start arriving, Tony Abbott will be responsible because he will not allow the government to have the powers needed to deal with the High Court decision which turned the law on its head.
It was a fiery question time in the House. 4 members were ejected by Speaker Harry Jenkins, who frequently vented his frustration at the constant interruptions and name-calling.
Deputy Leader of the Opposition will withdraw.
I withdraw. Precious petal.
Order. That is not the way that a withdrawal is made.
Mr. Speaker, it was a comma. I withdraw. Precious petal.
Well, no.
There was heated debate too over the carbon tax.
How many jobs does the Prime Minister estimate will be lost in Australia for every green job she claims will be created under her carbon tax?
To 2020, we will see 1.6 million jobs created in this country.
The debate resumes next week with a final vote in November. Philippa McDonald, Lateline.